This installation and review is on the Vortex II by Heng's Industries, and this particular one is a retrofit kit that allows you to replace either a non-powered or a powered vent from a competitor to the Vortex vent. And according to the side of the box, it's a universal fit for use with Ventline, Jensen, and Elixir powered vents. I actually have a Ventline non-powered vent, but I don't see a problem. I'm pretty sure that we can make it work. Now this is supposed to be installed with just a screwdriver, so we'll see. And we have a bag of parts, which includes a knob. And here is the main unit. And when you look at the front of it, you can see that where the knob goes, you have your choice of one of two locations. So I'm guessing that between the two locations that will fit one or the other brands that this is supposed to retrofit. And indeed on the back, you can see where the gearing, you can move it down one if you have to. And we do have 2 reverse and 3 forward speeds. The one thing I could not find is the instructions. But if you look on the back, there is a set of instructions here. Although it says it's going to be necessary to adjust the gear drive for a Jensen or Ventline, and I have a Ventline. Read instructions included inside for details. Well, there is none. And furthermore, there are no instructions that you can download on the website. And the only thing I'm really not sure of is I have no idea what this is for. So, of course, the first step in upgrading this vent is to remove the trim, or the glamour ring. And you can see that we have DC power run here, as well as AC outlet, which we won't need, because this is designed to have a second air conditioner. And we want to remove the knob. And then to move the screen, you just slide it in, the screen comes out. And I'm putting a set of quick disconnects on here so that in the future I can actually take the fan down if I want. This is the offset for the crank, and I think I got to move it down 1 notch because it doesn't line up. And after removing the crank assembly, it does appear that this little piece of plastic is required for a vent line, and it goes like this. And that just lowers it just enough so that it will engage into the spline of the old crank. This is the original screw that came from the Ventline knob to raise and lower the vent. And it's too long, so I had to go out and buy another one. So if you have a Ventline, you'll probably need one of these. This is an 832 by 1/2 inch. And I also recommend that when you install it, you put this knob on first, because right here is a spline to the lift mechanism, and you may have to turn it a little bit to get it to fit. And so the next step now is to put the trim ring back on. And the trim ring fits a lot tighter, and so you can see I don't have to hold this up. It holds up under its own friction. And the trim ring goes on with full use. And then the screen just fits up in here and locks in place. So that's one nice thing, is that the screen you can remove and clean. And the one thing is this cover does restrict it a little bit in here, so it is a little bit difficult to get into this knob. And now we'll turn it on. And then notice the fan is just a little bit wobbly, so hopefully it won't prematurely ruin the bearings. And it is a little loud, but that's on the high speed. But it sure does move the air, and I can turn it down to medium, and that's on the reverse. So we'll turn it off, and then we'll go the other direction. The exhaust direction has 3 different speeds. That's high, medium, and low. So it works okay. And for just slightly less than $60, I mean, it's not bad. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you may recall that a couple years ago, when I had my Class C, I retrofitted a Ventline with a motor, essentially I went to eBay and bought a motorized version of the fan for, I don't know, 30 bucks maybe. And then I tore the guts out, the motor. And as luck would have it, the bracing actually was already there in the fan. So all I had to do really is drill out a couple of rivets for the motor bracket and then rivet it back on the new one, then transfer the switch. And I'll post a link here if you want to see that video, because that might be an alternative perhaps for this one.